to zoom in or out or what. That feels like it's a little, okay, that's too much. Let me zoom out. Nope, I don't want to stop streaming. Okay, go back. Go back. Wow, there are always problems. Anyway, let me try to get this up here on my computer. Oh boy. Ah, ay ay ay. One issue to the next. So, channel, and videos live. No, that's, oh, yes, it is. Okay, there I am. And gonna mute myself here in this one. Okay, so let's see here. Hopefully it is just me right now. That would oh, apparently I'm not even here. It says 0. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, just a no. No, oh, just a little more. Come on, man. Oh boy. Sorry, that's probably unbearable to anybody. See, I want to be close, but not that close. Huh. All right. No, no, no. There we go. Okay. See, this is too far. Okay. Oh, why is there no happy medium? Sorry about this. Hey, Larry. How you doing? How are you this morning? So, okay, there. That's probably about as good as it's going to get right there. That's the view. It's not ideal. I'm going to slide the cup in there a little closer. Okay, so this is the 2010 Alt Stanley Cup Final, and I'm going to just touch nothing because I'm scared that it's gonna mess up again. Yeah, okay, I will do that. So anyway, it's the Washington Capitals. They have home ice advantage against the Vancouver Canucks, and yeah, this one here, because it could be up to 7 games. I wasn't. I don't anticipate talking quite as much about this one. Obviously, with this game here being 5 dice hockey, one of the designs of the game is just that it's a simple kind of fast playing, fast rolling game. So I guess away we go with it without any further ado here for game one. As you can see here, worked out prior to the game, the Capitals. This is pretty good scoring total at home. I've not seen many this high. This might be about the highest one that I've seen. 232 here or lower is what the Caps need to score a goal at home on home ice, where they're playing the first 2 games of this series. It's 216 on the road. Go Canucks. Okay, so we have some Vancouver partisanship there. Interesting, interesting. Don't like I guess a Boston rival. I guess that Washington perhaps could be. Although Boston, they were in the Cup final against these Canucks the very following season. Vancouver 213 on the road, and then somewhat stronger as well, 225 at home. So pretty good for them. Anyway, let's get things. Let's just get this on the go here. Now we're a few minutes past the hour, and another thing that I want to check. Okay, so I can see, because I'm kind of watching myself here too. So I can see all 5 dice, which means we get 1 minute here to start things off, to kick things off. And immediately, actually, we're going to have a breakaway goal in the opening couple of minutes here with 6:56. What a way to start off this game and playoff series here, this final. So 6 there for Washington. So it means perhaps Michael Samuelsson has put the Vancouver Canucks ahead here. We have a 1-0 score. And of course I forgot something. Of course I did. So of course I did. That's why I didn't want to. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, improvise here a little bit. So Vancouver is up 1-0. No problem there with the issue there with the scoreboard. Is that going to be okay? No. Slide that back just a little further. Okay. Okay, 1-0 Canucks. Wow, the number of times I've done that. Anyway, I did come on this time about 30 in advance to test and make sure that I had the right camera angle. So away we go with it. So yeah, it's 1-0 here, Vancouver, where we take another minute off the clock. That blue die roll of a 2 and that blue die roll of a green 3 there tells me that we get nothing in the ensuing minute. I'm going to try to push all dice on camera here into view if I can. Whenever possible. So this one here, I'm going to take another couple of minutes off the clock, still in the first period here. And I guess probably what I could do as well If I can remember to change. This is game one. This is game one. Maybe I can, maybe for that, what I can do is, let me grab a neutral color here. So yellow is neutral. So this is game one. I don't know if that might just confuse. This is game one of the series. Anyway, so 1-0 here, Vancouver. 2 more coming off the clock now with nothing. And we're going to have a turnover here, though. A couple more minutes off the clock here. 6 minutes the first period. That's turned over Vancouver's way, and I do advance time courtesy of that white 5. So the 1:33, so Vancouver has taken a 2-0 lead here in Washington to start off the series. Ovechkin and Backstrom looking a little shaky, as is Varlamov. And a defense that's been bolstered by a young John Carlson here. John Carlson wasn't quite John Carlson yet, evidently. And we're going to get a breakaway goal here. So just as soon as I say that, here in the 9th minute, it is Washington cutting Vancouver's lead in half just a few minutes later. So we're now looking at a 2-1 hockey game here for the Caps. Not so fast, Larry. Don't celebrate so soon. Yeah, it's 2-1 here for Washington has scored. Anyway, we're going to take another 3 off the clock here now. So we're up into minute 12. And actually, the 2:32, look at this. 2:32, exactly what the Caps need to score. So that barely gets by Luongo, barely crawls over the line. Luongo tried to classic Kirk McLean it out of the net, make it appear that it hadn't crossed the line. But upon our video review, they ruled that it had gone over the line. The call on the ice was a goal. We have a 2-2 tie game here now, 12 minutes in. And we're going to take another 3 off the clock now up to minute 15, where the green 3 says there's nothing happening in those few minutes. But here at the tail end of 1:19, that's a 6, and that's a 1:32. So we have a 5-goal first period here, 5 goals of action. I'm not going to get too much into the names and goal scorers and things like that. We'll say maybe Eric Fair and Matt Bradley involved in that goal. Simply because, again, it would just take too long if we did. So what are we now? We're at 10:07, so about 4 minutes of game time there. It should only be a few minutes per period. But here, 19 minutes in, it is a 3-2 game here for Washington. We're going to advance time up to 3 minutes into period 2 with the green 5. We check no further. Another 3 minutes here, so time's been going pretty fast in this one. Fast, high-scoring, fast-paced game of hockey here. That one hopped out of the tray, so I'm going to re-roll. And 2 hopped out of the tray, so some pucks up and out of play there. And we're going to get another goal now that we're back on ice here at the 9-minute mark here. It's 3. So there you go, 164. That is the Canucks evening the score at 3 here, just under halfway through regulation, where we could do something that I don't often do, overtime, since this could be sudden death or sudden victory. Should it be tied at the end of 3? Anyway, 2 more coming off the clock now with nothing there. Oh, so that's the 3rd time I've done that. I wanted to use the bigger tray, but it just takes up too much space, I think. So, yeah, I might have to improvise here a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to... sorry if I rolled out. We're going to stay in the same minute anyway, so already I'm getting a tad flustered here. Sorry about that. It'll happen. 3 more off the... I just got to try to ride with it, roll with it. And rolling with the punches is Washington. So, facing a little adversity early on, but the big red scoring machine... The big Ovi, the grade 8, making it 4-3 here. 14 minutes into period 1, and up to minute 16 here, we have nothing in the ensuing couple of minutes. Sorry, I said period 1, period 2. Goodness, what am I doing here? So, second period, we'll say that's periods, not games. So second period now. Late in the second period, and same thing, we're not going to advance any time. Okay, I gotta do this. Right in the center. I got to drop him in the center. Anyway, I'm learning here. So up to minute 19 here in period 2 with nothing. And we're going to take 2 minutes off the clock here now. We are in period 3. We are in period 3, trying to idiot-proof this as much as I can. So here in period 3, it is... well, there's nothing happening there in the opening minute of the 3rd frame. We're going to take 2 more off the clock now. And we have a 2-1-3 for Washington. So the Caps taking a 2-goal lead here, trying to pull ahead down the stretch. And we take 3 more off the clock. Now we're up to minute 6, and we have another goal here, a 162. Luongo, maybe he's been pulled by now. 6-3 here, Washington doubling up on Vancouver. And another couple of minutes off the clock now. So Washington taking a pretty commanding lead here in game one. 4 more off the clock now. And we're going to have another turnover, 6-1-6 and the 4. So that means the Canucks trying to bite back. They get a breakaway goal. Ryan Kessler. Okay, 3 more off the clock here. We're going to go up to 15. So we have 5 minutes to go here in regulation. We have another turnover and another breakaway goal with a 6-2-6 and the 5. So Vancouver, some drama here already in game one. The Caps giving up breakaways. Some shaky defense here in Washington. We got a 6-5 hockey game here. Anyway, so 16 minutes now, 4 to go in regulation, where we get it like our 3rd consecutive turnover. This one will go Vancouver's way. We will advance time, but another chance here for the Canucks to score, and they don't do it, but we do have, again, yet another turnover with another green 6, and we don't advance time. This goes Washington's way, and the Caps are unable to score on it, so another few off the clock here, one would assume. Anyway, so a couple of minutes here so there are a couple of minutes here to go in the first game. So a bit of a house rule here. What I'm going to do now is I will advance time, and I'm going to use this to advance time, and this is on an 11-36. It goes 11-36. It's an empty net goal. 41-56, nothing happens, or 40, something like that, and 62. I'll double check if I need to. Anyway, so 2 more minutes come off the clock here now, so we're into the final minute, and with the 12, it does mean that the Caps have added a late empty netter. So your final score here in game one, let's just do a simple tally. Washington there with the first tick. They're now 3 wins away from Stanley Cup victory here in 2010, and it is 7-5, your final score here for game one. Game two is in Washington, so just allow me to reset the score here. And yeah, pretty high scoring opening game to that series opener. Okay. All right, sip of water and we'll get going here. So it's 10:12. I think I started this at about 10:03. Hi, Lahide, buddy. Thank you for stopping in. Which reminds me, a couple of times, I'm going to say check out that wonderful channel, and I'm on my way, because I'm pretty sure, actually, it's one of those things, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I think you have a channel up and content up now. And so that I'm going to put that on the to-do list this evening, actually, now that you're here and I see you. I'm going to make a point to remind myself to do that. And again, thanks for stopping in. So, all right, and checking this out. Let's check this out now for game two. Without any further ado, again, Caps up 1-0 here in the series. And we're going to get a goal here in the opening 3 minutes, and that red 4 tells us it's going to be the Caps again here. 1:24 will definitely suffice. So Nick Backstrom here putting the Caps ahead early. Maybe Mike Knuble getting involved. We're going to take 2 more off the clock now. We're up to minute 5. We're going to have our first turnover here of the game. We don't advance time in this one, and it is turned over Washington's way. Got to root for the Canucks too. So partisan Canucks crowd here. And of the 3-3-6, Canucks don't manage to tie the game here. They had their moments. They had their leads there in this opening game. Anyway, it's unfortunately, though, another minute gone by, and it's going to be another Caps goal here with a 164. You can't see the green there. There you go. There's proof of it. I'm not trying to assist the Caps in any way. I don't think they need my help. But the first overall Washington Capital is going to be even tougher to beat on paper than in real life. Paper's not known to choke quite as much. And Ovi, though, for getting that reputation, he had 5 goals and 10 points in that 7-game series. Anyway, so it's going to be here with a 2-13, actually. 2-13 here on the road. Look at this. This is exactly what Vancouver needs to get themselves on the board. So we now have a 2-1 hockey game here. And I think I do advance that 3 minutes. I have to be careful. That is a bad habit. So here, 9 minutes in, we have 3 goals, where we had 12 in the series opener, in the final opener. So another minute coming off the clock here now with a 2:65. Oops, okay. And 2-1 hockey game that we have here. We're going to stay in the same minute, though, with a 6:56 in the 3. So unfortunately, that is the Caps on a breakaway here, just 10 minutes into this one. 4 goals scored already. There were 5 scored in the opening period in the series opener. With a 6:65, we have a turnover. We advance 3 minutes first. This is going Vancouver's way. Time will advance, but it is a chance for the Canucks to get back to within 1 where they are unable to. So we're going to take 2 more minutes off the clock. Now we're up to minute 15 here in period 1 of game 2. Oops. Period 1 of game 2. I should just have the 1, 2, 3, but then that could complicate it for overtime. Anyway, for the time being, I'll try to idiot-proof that as much as possible, nerve-proof it. And So anxiety proof it. And so with a 65 there, it's going to go back Washington's way, and we will advance time. Okay, so actually we don't advance time. I stand corrected on that. Look at that, the 232. The 232. So we have a 4-1 Washington lead here. Sorry to I don't know. Sorry to destroy the hopes, I guess, of a partisan Canucks audience here in the early going, but it's 4-1 game Washington, still in period one here. Vancouver, at least lots of time to come back, where they miss out somewhat narrowly there on a chance with 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Now we're a minute into the second period. We have another turnover. We don't advance time in this one, and it's a Washington chance, and they don't convert on it. So away we go here in the second period. I'm going to try to remember to change that as much as possible, making no guarantees. It's to help myself as much as anybody. So period two. And I see now that the score keeps drifting as well out of view, as well as the cup. Try to put the cup and the score. Try to get it all here in view. So 4-1 here in period two. We're going to advance another couple of minutes. And with the 2:46, that's not quite a goal for Washington. Decent save for Luongo. No time advances there. And we have nothing else happening in that minute anyway. That's our second no time advance minute. We're going to advance another couple of minutes here, though. We're up to minute 5 with nothing here in period 2 of game 2. That jumped out, so I'm going to re-roll. We're going to take 4 more minutes off the clock now, up to minute 9, and with the 4, and we have here 1:25. So Washington to score goal number 5, and I keep smudging out the 10 with my thumb there, but Washington is up 5-1 here in period 2 of game 2, and let's do that. So anyway, away we go with it there. Maybe Carl Alsner, he saw a little time in the playoffs. So 10 and a 4. This is a blowout. This is dead. We got to get this series back to Vancouver in a hurry. We have a 6-1 Washington game here now, midway through game 2. Canucks just looking to get out of this one any way they can. And actually, this is one way to do it, though, with a 1:46. So 1 goal at a time, right? How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. We have a 6-2 verdict here. Very goal-heavy series. Defense and goaltending just basically went to die in this one. We have 2 more off the clock now with the 2:45. So nothing happening there, nothing doing there. 2 more off the clock now to 16. Sorry, I keep moving this stuff around here. I'm a bit shaky. And this is a bit of a different setup than I go with normally as well. And we're going to get another goal here, 1:35. And surprise, surprise, it's 7-2 for Washington. This has already entered blowout territory. It passed blowout about a mile back. Taking 2 more off the clock now with 2 to go here in period 2. That's a lot of 2. And we're in game 2. And I don't know how that happens, but that means I'm going to re-roll. So we're going to stay in the same minute with nothing. And we're going to take 4 more. We're 2 minutes now into period 3, where I will try to change that as mentioned. And we have a 2:51 here, so nothing quite there for Vancouver. Okay, so we're going to take 3 more off the clock now. We're at the minute 5 in period 3. We have a turnover there of a 6-5-1. This will be a chance for Vancouver. And they don't score on it. So down by 5 now. 4 more here, so 9 minutes here and nothing there. And we're going to stay in the same minute, though. Here we have a 2:33-1. So Vancouver, they need a 2-1-3, and they don't get it. Yeah, not based in aggregate scores. Okay. So we're going to take another minute there off the clock. And nope, nothing there. Another minute coming off the clock again. Turnover this time, 6-4-3. Turnover goes Washington's way with no time advancing, as if Washington needs a goal. They don't get it. So we're going to go here, 2 more off the clock. And guess what? Vancouver, I mean, don't give up yet. You got to believe, right? You know, Dave Gardner, right? Watching the Worcester Ice Cats or whatever. You got to believe. Anyway, I think it was a nice Cats game, or maybe it was a nice Hogs game. Anyway, so 2 more off the clock here now. We're up to minute 15, and we have another turnover here with 6:52. And this does go Vancouver's way, and we don't advance time. The Canucks need all the time they get trying to slow things down, but they get nothing on it. Another couple of minutes now off the clock with the green 3. We don't get a goal for either team. And we're going to take, actually, that's, you know what, I was getting ready to pull Luongo anyway, but I'm down by 4, so there's really nothing doing there. So that's game. The Caps have taken a 2-0 lead here in the series, where this video could be over in a pretty short, I mean, how much, that was an 8-minute game right there, an 8-minute game, even with me gabbering on, and with 10 goals, right? So you got to figure the 10 goals there. There were 12 in the first game, 10 in the second game. So this is a game that you could easily, if you're not talking, and you don't have 10 goals scored in a game, which isn't as common. You can roll your way through 60 minutes in five, really, probably five, even less. So again, it's Five Dice Hockey by Martin K. I do have some stuff off camera for and about the game. I have the rare event chart ready to look at if I need to have a look at it. But we're going to change it up here. Washington now on the road here for games 3 and 4. And since I had that paranoia about falling a period behind there on the last live stream, I think what I'm going to do here is just reset this here. So we're back to period 1 here. And actually, this isn't going to work, is it? I really should have thought this through. So I'm probably going to have to put a proper score here now. So we'll say Washington, WSH, Washington leads. If you're just joining this and you're curious, and I'm not a great multitasker, task switcher, so I might not see it in the chat. Washington's up 2-0, and then the series. And just hold on here for a moment. Get up, let the blood flow. And let's see, hopefully anyway, I mean, as someone who's impartial, even if it takes a little longer to roll through it, I would like to see Vancouver make a series of it. I would like to see a good competitive back and forth series here. So with that said, let's see if that's what we get in game 3, where we take a minute off the clock. And right away I see twos. Vancouver here 225 at home again. Washington 216 at home. I say that to remind myself as much as anyone. We're going to stay in the same minute with a 164 in the 4. So Vancouver taking their first lead since game 1 at some point, where they got a couple of quick goals early. Here in game 3 back home at GM Place, and they've taken an early lead here. So could be worse. So 2 more off the clock now. We get our first turnover here, the 622. That's going to be a Washington shot, and they don't score on it. So some more time off the clock. 6, and another turnover there with the 615. Again, Washington's. This time will advance. Actually, it won't. It's funny when I say that and then it doesn't. Have a knack for that. Anyway, 2 more off the clock now, and right away I see that green 1. I got to remember to advance time first. We have a 152, and guess what? That 5 that goes home team's way. 4, 5, and 6 do on the red die. So that means it's 2-0 here, Vancouver. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. They were up by 2 early in game 1. So anyway, with that slow drop of the 3, which taking 2 minutes off the clock, and here in game 3, we take another 4 off the clock here now, 14 into period 1. 2-0 Vancouver, and we have a turnover here with a 622, no time advancing, and it's a chance for Washington with a 123, and they take full advantage of that chance and put themselves on the board. So we get a 2-1 game here now. 14 into period 1. We're now 16 into period 1 with nothing. And another 3 more coming off the clock now. And again, a lot of turnovers. This is actually a breakaway goal in the 4. Means that Washington has tied it on the breakaway here. Alexander Semin. He's been kind of quiet thus far in the series, trying to break through. Just using my imagination here. I thought about actually getting mics or something like that, and players and formulas, but it just kind of slow things down a little more. Anyway, actually, technically, that's the final minute of the first period, but we don't get anything happening there. So 2 into the second period now, where we get a 6-1-4. So again, Washington getting a lot of turnovers. Sammy Salo, what's going on? They don't score in that one, but I'm trying to think now. Was it a red? Was it a white 4 or 5? I'm going to advance time anyway, so we're up to minute 6. I'm pretty sure that it was, and if I'm mistaken and it was a white 1 or 2, then sorry. So up to minute 10 now. We are halfway through, and of course we're in period 2 here, not to confuse myself. So the second period now, and of game 3, and 2-all game here. So 3 more coming off the clock now, up to minute 13 with nothing. And we try to relax, try to calm down here a little bit. So 5 to go here in the second period, though, with the 122. So Washington, again, much like in game 1, they spotted Vancouver a couple of goals, but now they've taken a 3-2 lead here. Come on, guys. Canucks, man, they need all the support they can get. I guess we're up to minute 19 here in period 2, and we don't get anything. So let's start the cheerleading, the dancing, get the body paint. 3 now into the third period. We have another breakaway goal, and unfortunately with that red 6, it's a reverse. It's a turnover breakaway back the other way. So as mentioned earlier, Washington taking full advantage of some inconsistent Canucks defense here, if you even want to call it that. We have a 4-2 game here early in period 3 where the Canucks do still have some time, but 2 more minutes come off the clock without anything. We stay in the same minute, but we still get nothing. We go 4 more minutes now, though. So 4, we're up to minute 8. But the next goal is Washington. So I believe 5 unanswered goals. Yes, a handful of goals unanswered now after Vancouver took that 2-0 lead to kick things off. And the Caps. Now, I got to remember, though, it's 2-1-6 and not 2-3-2, but I'm pretty sure it's been a green 1 for all of their goals. And if not, then I'm an official, I guess, who's blown a call. But anyway, so we're going to say 2 more off the clock here. We're up to minute 10 here in period 3. Yes, I remember to change my period counter here, mid-period. Where are the green guys, indeed? Oh, you mean these green guys? Yeah, I don't know what I could use. I guess I could use that for game whatever number, but I'm just confusing myself even more probably. But why not? Why not? What's the... Yeah, sure. Sure, it's at GM Place now. We're in game 3 of the series, and we're in period 3. We're midway through. Okay, so I'm pretty... Okay. Yes, it's going to be a chance here for Vancouver, and I do advance time in this chance. Okay, with this one here, I don't advance time, but actually 6:46. 6:46. I've never actually had this happen. That's a breakaway goal. I'm going to award that to Vancouver, and I'm going to have to ask Martin about that. I've never had it happen where a chance with time advancing and a breakaway goal. Normally, that'd go the other way. So I could be wrong about this. Maybe again, there's a little... I'm a little biased here. Maybe I'm pulling for Vancouver too. For my case, just because I want a competitive series. Washington, unfortunately, has more than a little to say about that because, to spite me, perhaps, oh yeah. Sorry. Wow. I got to remember what hour it is here. Yes, how could I forget? What were their names? Sully and Force, the green guys in Vancouver. Sully and Force. That's right. They were pretty awesome. So, with 6-3 here, Washington with 6 to go here in game 3. Anyway, sorry, I can't control how the dice... Of the things I can't control, how the dice roll out is not one of them. I probably, even if I tried to control the dice rolls, I do a pretty bad job of it, just saying. Anyway, so 16, we got nothing there in the next couple. And we're going to stay in the same minute, though, with a 2:34, so nothing there either. Almost, but not quite. So we take another minute off the clock here now with nothing. And they're booing. They're booing at GM Place. They're booing their home team. And that's just going to actually wait 2:32. That's not quite a Washington goal. That would have been a Caps goal at home. So caught that. Anyway, yeah, that's 3 to go, and they were down by 3. That's game. So unfortunately, that is that's 3-0. Washington up 3-0 here in the series. So this one could be over pretty early. Now, that being said, there is precedent in these playoffs. The Caps had a 3-0 lead similarly over Vancouver. And I can't, I'm not imagining around that bodysuit. Okay, I like it. I like highlight 8. You know what? I shouldn't make predictions. I thought about doing it earlier, but I let's just say I don't disagree with you. Washington, again, they had a lot of trouble against another certain Western Canadian team there, Calgary, in the opening round. They had a little trouble closing out the series. So let's see if we get that here. You never know. Anyway, let's see here. So hopefully everything is still visible enough and view enough. I think it's a lot better than last time. At least I have the camera in proper view. I guess the only other thing that I could do to make a small improvement here, of course, now into game 4, that's right, 4, is nudge this back. We're going to go back into period 1. I did have it in the right period there for period 3. And let's see here. Okay. So we get things going here in Vancouver. Could be the last game at GM Place in this. So up to minute 4 with nothing here in the opening 4. And 2 more minutes off the clock now. We have nothing in the first 6. We have, 12, 10, and 9 goals and the first 3 games there. So combined 31 goals. We're averaging 10-point-something goals per game. But nothing through the first 6, the first 10th of the 4th game. And we're going to get a 6:31 here, a first turnover. That's going to be a Washington turnover without any time passing. So we don't get a goal on it. We take another 3 off the clock now. 10 minutes into the first period with nothing. 10 scoreless minutes to kick off the 4th game. A tighter 10-1 thus far. Another turnover here. This goes Vancouver's way. with time advancing. And with a 2:52, so a narrow miss there for Vancouver. Yes, yes, Larry, I was actually saying that when I first I hope I advanced time there. I was thinking the exact same thing actually. That yeah, that it anyway. There could be a problem with the timekeeper, so I got to pay attention. But yes, they do. They remind me. I remember saying actually, I think the first video about like Boardwalk and Park Place and Baltic Avenue and stuff. That these cards remind me of that. So three more coming off the clock now. We're up to minute 16. Another turnover here, and it's going to be Vancouver's here late in the first period. Yeah, really. Kevin Bieksa, that's right, needs to send a message to Ovi, I bet. So 2 more minutes here. So we're up to minute 8 now, and with a 1-2-3, that's a goal. That's a goal for Vancouver. Okay, with the or sorry. No, it isn't. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Oh boy. All right, time for a sip of water. Sorry. I read the white die first. I was supposed to read the green one first. Sorry about that. I apologize. I do apologize. Maybe there was a goal and it was called off. The the goal judge, the light went on, but the light's on, nobody's home. Anyway, so another couple of minutes here off the clock with nothing. And 4 minutes now into the second period, and still scoreless, actually. Thought we had a goal there. False alarm. Sorry again about that. But here with a 2-1-6, and Vancouver only needs a 2-2-5. So finally, maybe just a bit of foreboding there, I want to say. The Canucks are up 1-0 here. And, okay. And we're going to take another minute off the clock now. And look at this, 2 quick goals just as soon as they scored that. So right on the follow-up play, maybe Kevin Bieksa getting involved in that one. And we have a 2-0 Canucks game here. Bieksa played for them in 2010, I'm pretty sure. I'm curious now. I want to double-check that. Bieksa... BX, whoops. He play in the playoffs, though? I see Baumgartner, I see Salo, Christian Arab. Yes, Kevin Bieksa led all defensemen in scoring. Duh. In the play, 3 goals and 8 points in 12 games. Okay. Back to it now, where 6:46. Wow, I really got to pay attention. The 5. So no time has advanced, and Washington goes, we can score a quick goal as well. So we had a 2-1 game here now. Okay, another couple of minutes off the clock and nothing there in the next couple. And we're in the second period as well. Okay, wow. This task switching thing. So nothing there except for a turnover there with a 6:65, and it's going to go Vancouver's way. We will advance time here. We advance a minute. We don't get any goals. Going to try to speed this up here. So another couple of minutes here. Now we're up to minute 10 with a 2-5-1. No. Okay, and we're going to take another minute off the clock now. And same thing. We don't have anything here in period 2. So another minute and another non-event, really uneventful minute. No, we're going to stay in the same minute this time, but with nothing. We take 2 more off the clock here, so we're up to minute 14 and nothing in the next couple of minutes either. Another 4 coming off the clock. We will have a goal. I'll take a closer look here. I see the 1. So Washington is tied it here with a 1:24 late in period 2. This has happened in 3 or 4 games. Vancouver gets an early lead. And they're just unable to do anything with it, so are unable to maintain it. So nothing here in the next minute. And Vancouver needs this just to stay alive. Really, I've understated that. So another minute here has gone by, and we're going to get a turnover there with a 6-5-1, and it is Washington here to close out the second period where they don't do anything. So we take a minute off the clock here in the third period with a 1:66 Vancouver. There you go. 3-2 lead here for the Canucks. They'll take them any way they can get them. And maybe Nolan Baumgartner got in on that one. So we're going to take here 2 more minutes off the clock now at the minute 3 here in period 3. 6:45. Canucks turnover time advancing. So in the very least, they've maybe bought themselves some time. Indeed, they have 3 minutes, even if they were 3 scoreless minutes. That was Canucks only 3 minutes. 4 more coming off the clock now. So we're up to minute 10 with a 2:54. Washington needing a 2-1-6 or lower. Another couple of minutes off the clock here. We don't have anything in those couple of minutes either. So I'm going to minimize that here, see what's going on. Okay. Second time that's happened. Okay, so we're going to take 2 more off the clock here. Now we're up to minute 14 and nothing in those couple of minutes. We're going to give minute 15 now. And at minute 15 here with a 2:11 and the 4. So the Canucks there, again, needing just 2:25 or below, have taken a 2-goal lead here, trying to stay alive and not be swept. all that booing at GM Place in Game 3, where look at this. 4 more off the clock now. We're up to minute 19 and with nothing. So I'm going to assume Washington just down by 2. They're going to make a go for it here at the tail end. And 46. So 46 means nothing happening there, and time has expired. So Washington now, instead of a 3-0 lead in the series, we will change that to a 3-1 here. The Caps, and sorry, I forgot to change it to period 3. But I remember now it was period 3 because tail end of the 2 there, it looked like Washington would come back into it. We'll change it to period 1 here for game 5. So the Canucks will not get swept here. Washington, they still lead the series 3-1. Still a pretty comfortable lead for the Caps, and we do go back to Washington for game 5. 4-2 Canucks, kind of a more conventional hockey score, the first in the series thus far. Of course, there's a bunch of 5-4 OT in Washington's semifinal game against New Jersey, 3 of 4 games, I guess. That's what it ended up being. I think that one went to game 5. Oh, memory. Okay. So Vancouver, put that there. Washington here, something like that. And no, we can't spot Vancouver 4 goals to kick off game 5. Cut to TSN camera shot the hockey guy cheering ringside. Yeah, there's been at least 1 or 2 of those. Let's see here. Yeah, it does seem to find his way on camera, whether he's in Vegas or Vancouver. Game 5. Let's change our game score. So we're up to game 5 now. Vancouver did manage to pull out the semifinal in 7, so, there's hope. Okay, here in game 5, 2 minutes to start things off, and nothing in those opening 2 where we have 4 fours out of 5 to start things off, and then somehow that happens. That's like the 3rd time. Anyway, so another couple of minutes off the clock here with a 2:55, nothing. Again, Washington back to 2:32, Vancouver at 2:13. Up to minute 6 with a 2:32 in the 6th. Look at that. Just as soon as I say that, Washington's taking a lead here in game 5. 1-0 Caps, 6 minutes in. Another 4 off the clock here, so we're up to minute 10 with a 2:32. See, that would have been another goal for Washington, but that went Vancouver's way. So another 3 off the clock. Now we're up to minute 13 and nothing there. 4 off the clock now. Fast moving first period there, and with nothing in those 4 minutes. Another minute here off the clock now, and let's see. So a 6-2-1 here. So this is a turnover, and the turnover will go Washington's way. So no time advancing. And, okay, I have to be careful. Distracted mind. Anyway, so 1 minute into the second period now, and nothing there in that opening minute. Okay, 3 more coming off the clock now, up to minute 4, where we have a 1:66 and a 6. So 2-0 lead here for the Caps back in Washington in game 5. First dice fumble drop there so far. Surprised actually took that long. But Vancouver in the same minute, we've been getting a lot of this too. A couple of goals scored within a minute. It's happened a few times already in this final. And Vancouver, the benefactor of it here. So we have a 2-1 game now. Vancouver back into it. And away we go with it here. Another couple off the clock. And 6. Oh, that was almost a rare event there. 6:65. Hopefully I didn't miss a rare event and think of it as a breakaway goal. Don't think I have. Hope I haven't. Anyway, with the 6:65 and the 3, so that means it's going to be a turnover advancing time, and it goes Washington's way. And they don't do anything on it, and I did say advancing time, so 10 minutes here. Wow, okay. Okay, starting to get a little tired here. I want to say it's the second period, but I don't want to do that to Vancouver if it isn't. Oh, dear. Oh, I'm a moron. Let's see here. 13 minutes and nothing. Okay, 15 minutes and more of the same. Another couple of minutes coming off the clock. Now we're up to minute 17 with nothing. And, okay, there we go. So, what period are we in? See, that's just making it worse for me. Okay. Well, it's a tight game too. It's a 2-1 game, so I'm just going to take that away now. It's not helping me. It's hurting me, if anything. But we are in game 5, which I even don't really even need now because Washington leads 3-1. So Sully and Force will be the only green guys here. Green men. Anyway, 264, so nothing there. Oh, it's a bit embarrassing, more than a little. So we're up to minute 5 here now with a 5-1-1. And nothing. So up to minute 7 here, and still 2-1 Washington. And just trying to close it out here in a tight one. Up to minute 11, and okay, nothing there either. Ideal would be if this tie, but unfortunately here, that was 13 or 14. I want to say it was 14 actually, and that's a 5, and that's a 134. So we do have a 3-1 game here for the Washington Capitals, and okay, so another couple of minutes here now with a 263, nothing there. Another couple of minutes here off the clock now up to minute 18 with nothing. Anyway, so we have advanced actually 4 minutes there. Sorry, that really kind of threw me off there that I lost track of the period here in game 5. But full disclosure, got to fully admit it. It looks like it's time. It looks like it's game. And if anything, that's a Washington goal. I mean, just for the heck of it now, just to see how this game would normally work, maybe what I'll do. Washington is up 4-1. I believe they've won the series 4-1 at this point. Sorry to end this in such anticlimactic fashion. But let's, because again, that'd be through the period. But let's just imagine here, we're in minute 0 here of, the ensuing period, just in case. We stay in minute 0. We have a turnover here. It's going to be a Canucks turnover, and they don't score on it. So another minute here and nothing. We stay in the same minute there, 6:25. That's going to be, really that is. So it's going to be a Vancouver chance, though, with time advancing. So Vancouver technically would have scored there with 2 more minutes coming off the clock. So we'll say hypothetically that it's 4-2, even if it isn't. Keep in mind now, I'm just playing and hoping that Washington stays ahead, just in case. So 2 more coming off the clock now with a 6:45, and Vancouver chance again, advancing time, and they don't score on that chance. So let's see here. Really, and then a couple minutes now with a 6:15, and again a Vancouver chance, and again we advance time. We advance 1 minute. Vancouver doesn't score on it. 4 more coming off the clock now, up to 12, and same thing, no goal for either team. It's been a tighter affair thus far. Another minute there, and with the 6, and this would be Washington anyway, and they don't score on it. So let's see here, another minute now, and the 6:36 though. That'll be it. Okay, so Vancouver, I guess, watch them come back and tie up at a period too late. So anyway, I'm just goofing around now with it, up to 16. And with a 6:14, that's going to be a Vancouver chance, and with time advancing. 2:26, Vancouver needs a 2:13, 2 more minutes off the clock. And assuming even if they pulled, I mean, we could pretend now, again, if this is period 3 and they pulled. And with the 33, so that would have been an empty net goal for Washington. So there you go. Whether that was 3 or 4 guys, and I just kind of blacked out there. Either way, Washington wins, even if only barely. They either won at 4-1 or 4-3. The point being that Washington, the important 4-1 score, the one that really matters here, your 2010 Stanley Cup champions, and I'm reminded of, and that's a crappy 4. Sorry about that, but I'm reminded that so Washington, they don't just lead, but they win 4-1. And I was thinking, if Washington won, because I knew that'd be a likely event, what this would have meant for the actual, and that's going to be a bit wet, so I'm not sure if the ink's going to take, but what that would mean for the history. If you can imagine now, if this were real, and you had Crosby and the Penguins winning it in 2009, and then the Capitals winning it in 2010, how much that could have even bolstered the rivalry, right, between the teams. So anyway, thank you guys very much. Thank you, Highlight Heyday, for coming and checking this out. Thank you, Larry. Want to make sure that I didn't miss anybody. Just scroll up here and go back. No, I guess it was just us here. And so again, that's that's all she wrote here for this 2009-2010 all playoffs replay. The game again, I will show it now. It's 5 Dice Hockey, and thank you very much again. during breakfast, even with the Canucks losing. Yes, sorry about that. Hopefully, you're still able to digest the breakfast well, I guess, for lack of a better thing to say. And anyways, guys, have a great day, and thanks so much once again. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, cheers. It's water again. Cheers, thanks, and bye for now.